What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for another transfer update. It's Monday. We've got 5 days to go in this summer transfer window, and there's a whole lot of business for Celtic to cram in to these 5 days. After yesterday's 3-0 win over St Mirren, Brendan Rodgers spoke again to the press, and transfers were top of the agenda. I think he made a few jokes about it. He almost poked fun at the board here and there in terms of his responses to journalists asking how much of the Matt O'Reilly money did he think he would get. He almost sort of laughed those suggestions and those questions off. I think he can only be using that tone and only be making those jokes about it if he's pretty confident we are going to get the business that we need done. I think if he was really, really concerned about it and thought we weren't going to get it done, I think he'd have been a lot more stern, a lot more angry, frustrated. Yesterday he did seem relaxed, even though he was a bit jovial about it and he was making jokes towards the board at the board's expense at times. I think he must be relaxed and he must think that we're getting the business we need done. And there's lots to get through today because it does seem like the ball is rolling towards some of those targets that we need. And we're going to start with left back, 20-year-old Alex Valle from Barcelona. He was on loan at Levante last season. He is on his way to complete a loan move to Celtic. He's going to have a medical today. Apparently he's flying into Scotland today with his agent to complete the deal, do his medical, and finally we'll have that other left back in the door. I think from the clips I've seen of him, he looks quick, he looks a good crosser of the ball, a really good passer of the ball. I think he's decent in the air as well, which I know is one of the weaknesses for Greg Taylor, given his height, that he sometimes gets targeted aerially, whether that be sort of set pieces or diagonal balls over to his side at times. I think Valle looks good. Obviously, he's came through Barcelona's academy, which is one of the most prestigious academies in the world, so we know that he'll be technically sound, he'll be a good footballer. 20 years old, as I say, a loan with no option to buy. I think he's just extended his Barcelona contract, and now you can talk all day about, with this sort of money in the bank that we've got, whether we should be looking permanently to go and secure somebody for the next 3, 4, 5 years to come in and be left back. Left back has proved a really, really difficult area for us over the last 3, 4, 5 years, because Greg Taylor has done really well for us domestically. There's always been that question mark about strengthening there for Europe. We've had Bolingoli come in all those years. It feels like all those years ago. It's only really about 5 years ago. Bolingoli came in around £3 million. Bernabé came in for again £3.5 million. We just haven't been able to get anyone in the door at left back who's been able to make a sustained impact. So hopefully Alex Valle can be that. And again, it's just good that we've at least got cover and competition for Greg Taylor, which is much needed. He actually went down when that clash he had with Sean Rooney yesterday, and then came off immediately after that. And you think if Greg Taylor's to pick up an injury, and at any time in the last couple of weeks we don't really have a left back, and then Ralston came on to replace him. So we need Valle in the door. I'm encouraged by it. We know it's a loan deal, and people will be critical of that given the funds that the club have got to spend, but he looks a really good player and he should strengthen the squad. We find ourselves in that situation. Brendan Rodgers said yesterday again, as the football manager, he'd have liked things done a lot earlier. We know that in this last week of the window, we end up clambering for loan deals here and there, but I think a play from Barcelona is definitely going to improve the squad. I'm eager to see him. Hopefully that gets done as soon as possible and we can move on to some of the other targets, and that is midfield. Matt O'Reilly has completed his Brighton medical. I'd expect the announcement to be probably tonight. At the latest, I thought it might come last night because I think he travelled down there on Saturday, but that deal is just about done. £26 million up front, £4 million in add-ons. A record for us, a record in Scottish football, but more importantly for us now, we need to go and replace him and strengthen in midfield, and Arne Engles from Augsburg is obviously our top target in that position. Last night we bid £6.5 million for him, and this morning Augsburg have rejected that. I think we're still some way off his valuation. They're looking for around 8.5, somewhere between 8.5 and 12 million, so there's work to do in terms of getting to a number that Augsburg can accept. I think we find ourselves with only 4 or 5 days to go without the luxury of penny pinching and trying to get an absolute bargain here. If this is the top target, if this is the player we want, we need to be clear on how much Augsburg want and then put a package together to go and meet that. This is the thing we talk about all the time. with Celtic. It seems far too often that we go in with bids that are way off the valuation, and then deals drag on. We don't have the luxury to let this deal drag on. We've got less than 5 days to complete all of our business. We can't get to Thursday, late Thursday evening, and think, all right, maybe we'll try and put together a package to meet his price now, and then rush to try and get all the paperwork done before it closes on Friday. I think Engels is obviously a top target for us, and we've got to prioritise that and get that deal done. Obviously, Mateusz Boguts is still there as well. He played for LAFC last night. They lost 3-1 to Columbus Crew, and I think that is a deal that we might also try and get done, but to be honest, I don't see both him and Engels coming in the door. Again, LAFC are looking for somewhere around 8 million for his services as well, so we're going to go and spend 16 million quid on 2 midfielders this week. I would doubt it. I would love to see us do it, but I doubt it. I think Engels is top target, and we've got to move as soon as possible to meet Augsburg's valuation, because as I say, we don't have time to delay on this week's business. Now, also this morning we've been linked with a move for Gustav Isaksen, Danish winger from Lazio. He moved to Lazio last summer for 10 million quid from Midtjylland in Denmark. He's had 1 cap for the Denmark national team. A report in Italy is linking Celtic with a loan with an obligation to buy move for him this week. He's 23 years old. I know that a lot of us would like to see some strengthening in the wide areas. I do think we've got a lot of players there though. When you think about Forrest, Kuhn, Maeda, Palma, Yang, Johnson, who obviously looks like he might go out the door this week, regardless of what happens. So we have got a lot of wingers. I know we would like more quality there. Whether the club think Isaksen is the man to give us that quality, we'll need to wait and see. This one has come out of nowhere. I think obviously the priority for us is left back, and hopefully we've got that sorted with Valle coming in, but also midfield and hopefully maybe a centre back as well. Kobayashi's gone out. It looks like Lagerbielke's going to go on loan as well. That gives us space to try and bring another centre back in. And I think centre back is a bigger priority than out wide, despite the fact, yes, I do accept that we can improve out there. So we'll keep tabs on that one. We'll see what happens with it. Let us know in the comments if you think we will get a deal for a winger done this week, and let us know if you're happy with the arrival or the impending arrival of Alex Valle from Barcelona, and give us your thoughts on the Engels saga as we bid £6.5 million. That bid's been rejected. Will we go back quickly with a bid much closer to Augsburg's valuation, so we can get this deal moving before the end of the week? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like the video, and we'll be back with you tomorrow for another transfer update. We're going to be with you every single day this week, talking about transfers as we lead up to Friday's deadline. And we'll be with you at 5 PM on Thursday with a live stream for the Champions League draw, so don't miss that. There'll be more on that this week, and we'll get the boys involved in that as well. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.